Today, I would like to teach you how to crochet the tulip chevron shawl. It is a gorgeous shawl, super duper big and absolutely stunning, and much longer than a normal shawl because I want to really be able to wrap it around, but you can always make it shorter if you wish to do so. But it's absolutely gorgeous. It uses 4 different colors. Let me show you all the materials and then we'll get started. Here we go. Okay, in order to crochet this shawl, which is huge, we are going to use a yarn that's called Trubu from Lion Brand. It is a number 3 yarn, and we use different colors. So we're going to use one of the light pink, which is this one right here. We're going to use a little less than 2 of the lilac, so you're going to have to order 2. And 3 of the mauve or mauve, M-A-U-V-E. So 3 of those, 3 of that color, and 1 of the white. So that is what you're going to need in order to crochet the really big shawl. If you want to use less, that's totally fine, but you're going to have it a little bit of a shorter version of it. So we're also going to use a 4mm hook, which is a G, and let's get started then. Okay, we're going to start with a chain of 69 chains. So I already have that ready over here. I'm going to show you the first 3 rows of this shawl, and then you're simply going to repeat it. I want you to reference the written tutorial. It's a free pattern on my website. You can also purchase the PDF if you wish to do so. Because I'm not going to show you or tell you in this video when you're going to change colors, right? Because it's a certain amount of rows, and it's better to reference the written tutorial for that. However, I will teach you how to crochet the entire thing. You're going to have 1 foundation row, and then we're going to have 2 rows you're going to repeat over and over and over again until you're finished with your entire shawl. So let's get started with that. Okay, so we're going to start with a double. They're all double crochets with kind of a fillet type of, pattern. We're going to start from the 5th chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I like going into the back bump, but it's totally up to you how you're going to do it. And you're going to crochet a double crochet. So you have over here a double crochet. So that part here counts as a double crochet, and you have a chain of 1 in here. Now you're going to make a chain of 1, and you're going to skip a stitch, and you're going to crochet another double crochet in the following one. Again, chain of 1. So now you're going to have 2 over here. Okay, and we're going to do this one more time. So I chained 1, skip a stitch, and another double crochet, and another chain of 1. So you have over here an increase, and then over here you have a double crochet, a chain of 1 with a skip stitch twice. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do a double crochet together, but we're going to skip some stitches in between. Okay, so here's my chain of 1, and we're going to start in a skip stitch, right? And then now we're going to do a double crochet, but almost finished, so halfway finished, right? And now we're going to skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and another double crochet that is half finished, like so. And now you have 3 loops on your hooks and your hook, and you're going to yarn over and pull through all 3. So it's going to bend like this, like a chevron does, right? Chain of 1, and you're skipping a stitch, and you're going to place another double crochet. So soon you're going to see it repeat itself, but not quite yet. So again, a chain of 1, a skipped stitch, and another double crochet, and a chain of 1. So now we're going to crochet 2 double crochets in the same stitch, but we have some chains in between. So here is a double crochet, and now chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And in the same stitch, you're going to place another double crochet. So it looks like a triangle, right? They meet at the same point, double crochet, and we have 3 chains in between. Again, chain of 1, and you skip a stitch, and we're placing in the next stitch another double crochet, chain of 1, skip a stitch, double crochet, chain of 1, skip a stitch. So now is where we're going to repeat. Okay, so let me kind of show you. So we're now going to be down here and we need to repeat this part right here. And then we're going to work our way back over here and going to repeat this part over and over again until we're at the end, right? So let me show you this one more time. So we're going to skip a stitch as I always do, right? And then right here, you're going to place the half finished double crochet like so. We're going to skip 3 stitches and another half finished double crochet like so. 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3, and you do a chain of 1. You're going to skip a stitch, and again you do your double crochet. So as you can see, it's repeating itself now. It's a certain sequence that repeats itself. So we're going to skip a stitch after the chain of 1, another double crochet, chain of 1, and now we're going to do the triangle part again. That means we have here a skipped stitch, right? And we're going to do a double crochet in the next one, then chain of 3, and a double crochet again in the same stitch. So now we've done the entire thing twice, and you're going to repeat this all the way through the end, okay? So, and then I'll meet you back here at the very end right here. You're going to do an increase, which I'll show you. Okay, so now that we're all the way at the end, you have 2 stitches left right here. One of them is going to be a skipped one. You have a chain of 1 at the very top, and now you're going to place a double crochet in the last stitch, a chain of 1, and another double crochet. So that's where you're increasing right there. So let me show you really quick how this looks like. And so this is how big it is, right? Not too big, but you can see it's, you know, kind of making some shape. So what I do want to point out really quickly, in case you got a little confused, you can see here that there's an increase right here. There's 2 of the double crochets with a chain of 1 and a skipped stitch, right? You see 2 of them. You do then you see the double crochet together. That means 2 double crochets together, the decrease, with the 3 chains down below here that you're skipping. Then again, you have 2 double crochets with a chain of 1 and a skipped stitch, 2 of them. Then you do the one where you have the triangle, which I said triangle, right? So double crochet, 3 chains on the top, and a double crochet. And then you repeat itself, right? So you have right here, again, the 2, the decrease, the 2, the increase, the 2, decrease, 2, increase, 2, decrease, 2, increase, right? So it goes back and forth every time the same. So just double check to make sure that is correct. That's what you have. And then we can move on to the next row. So the next 2 rows are the ones that are repeating itself over and over again. So this was the foundation row. You need to have that one correct. And then the next 2 rows are the ones that repeat itself over and over again. So the next row is pretty much all double crochets. So we're going to start with an alternative turning chain. So you make a single crochet and you go into the furthest away loop, right? There's 2 loops of a double crochet right here. The furthest away from the hook, and you insert your hook and you pull up and you do another single crochet. So it's like a stacked single crochet. If you prefer, you can make a chain of 3 and count it as a double crochet. It's the same thing, just one of them looks prettier. So, and then we're going to add 3 more double crochets right in here. So in total, there should be 4 stitches all in the same stitch. Now you're going to place 1 double crochet in each chain space and in each double crochet until we get to the decrease, where we're going to do it slightly different. So let me just place my double crochets over here in each chain and in each double crochet from the previous row. You will stop at the last double crochet before the decrease happens. So you can see here's the decrease, right? And here's the double crochet in front of it, right? So let me spread this out so you can see it. So there's the decrease and here's the double crochet. That is where you're going to stop, okay? And now what you're going to do is, instead of doing a double crochet on top of that double crochet, you're doing an unfinished one. and you're going to skip 1, 2, 3 stitches, and right on top of this double crochet here, the next one, insert and do another half double crochet like so, and then yarn over and pull through all 3. So that is another decrease. So you're placing a decrease on top of a decrease, going from this double crochet to this double crochet. All right, so now we're going to continue placing just 1 double crochet per chain and per double crochet until we hit that little triangle that we made, and that's going to look slightly different again. And then we're going to repeat the entire sequence over and over again until we reach the end. Okay, so now right here, we're in that chain space where that little triangle was, right? So in that chain space, you're going to place 3 double crochets, like so. You can place them into that one chain if you wish to do so. There's 3 chains. You can put them all in one if you want to. Then you're going to place a chain of 3, and again 3 double crochets. So I like just going into the chain space right here, but you can go into the chain if you wish to do so. So like so. So 3 double crochets. And now we're going to place 1 double crochet. Let me kind of put this down so it's easier to see. 1 double crochet in each double crochet or chain space until we reach this one right here, those 2 double crochets. Let me spread it a little bit. Here's that decrease until we reach this one. From here to here, you're going to place your decrease again, right? And then you're going to do double crochets again until you reach the chain space, and you're going to do what we just did. And then you do this whole thing again until you reach the very end. At the very end, you're going to place 4 double crochets in that stitch right here. Not that chain space. That chain space still has only 1, but this stitch right here has 4 double crochets, which I'm going to show you in a second. Okay, so let me do all this part and I'll meet you back here over here. Okay, so now at the very, very last stitch right here, and that is not in that chain space, right? So here in that chain space, you're going to place 1 double crochet, and then in the stitch over here, so pick one of the loops right here, you're going to place 4 double crochets, all in the same stitch. Okay, so this is how it looks like right now. So again, you placed an increase here at the very front, right? There's 4 double crochets over there. Then you're going to place 1 double crochet in each double crochet or chain space until you reach that 1 double crochet from the previous row that is in front of the decrease. From there to the next double crochet of the decrease right here, right? You're going to place another decrease, then a double crochet in each stitch until you reach that increase over here. You're going to place 3 double crochets, 3 chains, 3 double crochets. And then you're going to repeat all of that throughout. And at the very end, you're going to have again 4 double crochets in the very end stitch. Okay, so that is one of the rows that's going to repeat itself in a moment. We're going to have 1 more row, and then it's 2 rows you're repeating. So now we're going to crochet again an alternative turning chain or a chain of 3 if you prefer. I like the alternative turning chain as it looks like a double crochet. Then we're going to place a chain of 1. So if you do a chain of 3, you have to do a chain of 4, right? Makes sense. And then in the same stitch, you're going to place another double crochet. Now you're going to skip 1 stitch and make a chain of 1. So skip this one and place a double crochet in the next one, like so. Chain of 1, skip a stitch, and double crochet. So you're going to continue this pattern all the way up to here, which I'll show you in a second. So let's continue this. So right here, you're going to see your decrease. Okay, there's always kind of 3 stitches around that decrease, right? So you see here 1, 2, 3 that are kind of all in that space, right? Where it bends. right here, you're going to see the 3 stitches. Those are the ones we're going to skip right around the area where the decrease is. The decrease is in the middle, and we're skipping 1 stitch left and right also. So that means right here in that stitch, although there's no skipped stitch right here, okay, so here's a double crochet, chain of 1, no skipping a stitch. We're going to insert and do our decrease. That means a half finished double crochet, skip 3 stitches, and another half finished double crochet. Like so, you have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. So there's your decrease. So let me put this down for a sec so you can see this, okay? So right here, we didn't skip a stitch, okay? Then we skipped 3 stitches, and over those 3 skipped stitches, right, we did the decrease. So now we're gonna chain of 1, and in the next stitch, we're gonna place a double crochet. Now we're gonna go back to the normal pattern of chain of 1, skip a stitch, double crochet. Chain of 1, skip a stitch, double crochet. Then chain of 1, and right here in that chain space that we have over there, you're going to place 1 double crochet, a chain of 3, and another double crochet. All in that chain space right there. Chain of 1, and right here in the next double crochet, that's where we're going to place a double crochet. Chain of 1, skip a stitch, double crochet. Chain of 1, skip a stitch, double crochet. Chain of 1, and here's where we're going to do the decrease again, okay? So right here you see the decrease. We're going to skip those 3 stitches right here, the center decrease and 1 before and 1 after, and then the stitches that are surrounding it, this one and this one, that's where we're placing our decrease, okay? But we did a chain of 1 before. So right here, a half finished double crochet, skip 3 stitches, another half finished double crochet, and yarn over and pull through all 3, which is the decrease right there. Chain of 1, and right next to it, place your double crochet, chain of 1, skip a stitch, and double crochet, chain of 1, skip a stitch, double crochet, and now we're back on the top, double crochet, and chain of 1, and now we're back on the top here where that increase was, right? So we're going to again place 1 double crochet, chain of 3, and 1 double crochet, chain of 1, and right next to it we're going to do our double crochet again. So let me put this down for a second so you can see how this looks like, right? So this is kind of a fillet type of stitch in a chevron, right? So I'm going to repeat it one more time right here. You're going to do your increase over here. You have 1 double crochet, chain of 1, skipped stitch until you reach the 5 stitches down here by the decrease, right? You're going to do a decrease over the first of the 5 and the 5th stitch, and then you skip 3 stitches in between. Then right next to it, right over here, there is no skipped stitch, right? You're going to do a double crochet, chain of 1, skip stitch. You continue that pattern until you reach to the increase where you're placing 1 double crochet, chain of 3, and a double crochet and a chain of 1. And then again, start right next to it with another double crochet and repeat that whole thing. So continue doing this until the end. And at the very end, you're going to do again an increase of double crochet, chain of 1, double crochet, and I'll meet you back here when we do this. All right, so at the very end here, as I mentioned before, we're going to crochet right on top of the alternative turning chain or the chain of 3. You're going to place a double crochet, a chain of 1, and a double crochet. So there are lots of increases in these 2 last rows that we made, but it's the same thing over and over again. It's the same pattern that you just have to look where are you in the pattern, right? So the last 2 rows are now the ones that you repeat over and over again, right? As I mentioned, you always have to look, where's my decrease, where's my increase, and that is where you're going to do your little changes. I have the written tutorial down below, so for you can take a look, and I have it's all written down, so it's very easy for you to implement, both using the written as well as this video tutorial, to make this beautiful tulip chevron shawl for you. It also talks about when you change colors after how many rows, and how you can adjust this pattern to make it shorter or longer if you wish to do so. And when you're all the way done, it's going to look just like this. So beautiful. And of course, you can pick different colors if you wish to do so, but it's so, so amazing, so soft and cuddly, and absolutely stunning for a date night or a special occasion to wear this beautiful shawl. It is perfect for the spring, summer, even fall time, depending on the weather. Absolutely stunning shawl. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. Be sure to check out down below the written tutorial, and check out my membership, the Crochet Club, as well, where you can get all my patterns as a PDF in one vault with either a monthly, quarterly, or annual price. Plus, you get extra support, and I literally teach you anything you wish in crochet. I go through requests every single week and teach exactly what my members are asking for. So go check out my membership as well. And otherwise, I hope you can like, comment, and share this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and turn on the bell to get a notification the next time I publish a new video or go live. I hope to see you then. Bye!